Okay, getting this pulled up here. There we go. That way I can pull up the chat. Hi, good morning. How are you? I went with some more green vibes this morning, as you could see. You can see I'm still sorting out some things over here. Perhaps we could, maybe I should turn this a little bit. That way you don't have to look at all that. Will it work? I don't know. Okay. Hi, good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Savannah. How are you? I hear things are crazy out back home. Like, I talk to my mom and my sister sporadically throughout the week, and they're like, things are nuts. Like, my mom is just not allowed to leave the house, I've told her. Oh, my necklace is all messed up. I'm like watching my feedback. Wow. Okay, let's get all... Thank you. I played a bit with the Emerald Obsessions, but mostly the ColourPop Just My Luck. Because as you know, I've been kind of like in a green vibe, but I'm also wearing this very like flirty, hippie, long, look at the bottom of it. It's like a maxi dress, and it's just so pretty. Can you see that there? This kind of segues into a couple little talking points I have. I came prepared today, so I'm really excited about today's live. Let's get this pulled up. Waiting for a couple more people to join us. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. It's so comfortable. I love that it snaps here. So if I want a little more boobage where it's not like popping out, I can get that. Or if I want to be a bit more modest, like I have it today, I just kind of like hit the little button. There's 3 different colorways. It is this one, a blue one, and then more of like a fall type print. If I remember, I'll put a link to it in the description box down below once the video goes live. Yeah, I love maxi dresses, and it's so light. Like, it's not see-through light, but I can wear it even though it's warm here in Arizona. What is the temperature today? I'm using my phone for the live, otherwise I would look. I feel like it's already like 70, 80 degrees outside. It's crazy. Hi, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so now that we have, you know, a good amount of people here, let's go ahead and get started. I hope you are having a great week. We have been doing this every single week for the last 3 weeks. Every Wednesday morning I'll pop on and be live. We kind of chat. Last week we did makeup. This week we're just gonna kind of go back and forth. I have a couple things I want to talk about. Let's see. Thank you. I know, green is so fun. And then when I put my mascara on, it was the one that I used last week, the Voluminous Original that's in a green. It just wasn't enough, so I needed a little va-va-voom. I put on a pair. I've been loving these, like as, excuse me, as in like 3 or 4 pairs of these. They're the 421 Ardell Naked Lashes. They're just so wispy, but thick, but not chunky. I don't know, I'm obsessed. I need to place a Ulta order, which I'm gonna talk about in a little bit. And I'm gonna add some more of those on there. I wish they came in a big card. Maybe they do, like these do, where you get like 5 pairs at once. But yeah. Good morning, Nikki. How are you? Okay. So, a couple announcements before we get started into chatting about things is some of the new videos that went up this week. One in particular is something I put my heart and soul into. I spent countless hours. I know I've mentioned that, and I've been open about it because I wanted there to be a clear, concise explanation as to like why I put it up at the time I did and why it's so long is, and this is live, I'm sorry I can't edit this, but I don't know, I spent so much energy on it, and I have seen such a positive amount of feedback and comments, and it is the how to give yourself a facial at home video, and it's like 45 minutes long or something like that. It's ridiculously long, but I take you step by step by step, and you don't have to do all the steps. This was definitely a video where I was trying to show and reflect on a previous video I had done where I was using like facial tools, and how to use each of those facial tools. So you could definitely pick apart pieces. I've even started to get a couple little breakouts because I did so much type of deal in that facial. But building off of that, I would love, and I saw some requests for this, but I was already wanting to do it. I would love to do a more frugal at-home facial type of video. Maybe something that's a little bit quicker. I'll aim for a 20-minute video type of deal. I would like to use some Derma E, some Pixie, some things that you could probably order off of like Target or Walmart or anything like that, that you might not see as much like results driven. I said that twice. Results driven. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, you're going to see a bigger difference using clinical products than you will using drugstore all day, every day. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some amazing drugstore products that could be gentle or great for maintenance, but at the same time, if you're looking to create the change in the behavior of the skin cells, you need something that's going to pack a punch and be on the more clinical side. Things that have gone through clinical trials, FDA clearance, the quality and sourcing of the ingredients that go into it, because not all L-ascorbic acid is equal. Like, just going off of a vitamin C thing, because while I was getting ready today, I watched Mix Makeup, her video on vitamin C, so it's fresh on my mind. Hold on, I have an itch. Oh, but I don't want to ruin my makeup. It's like pat, 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 pat. How's the wedding planning going? Is a question from Miss Rose. Good morning, Rose. I haven't done much of anything. I just saw I got a DM from the bridal boutique that I had made an appointment to go into to try on dresses this Saturday, that everything shut down, so I did not get to go. Luckily, I had the previous week gone into a couple of boutiques and tried some things on with my girlfriends and my mother and my future mother-in-law, but nothing hit home. And I've spent countless hours now that I've been home panning through Pinterest and designers' websites, and I don't know, I'm kind of feeling a little bit hopeless. Like, I'm wondering if this is a sign that I don't have a dress and I haven't been able to find something that tickles my fancy. There's a couple of pieces from several different dresses that I'm like, oh, if those were all together, that would be my dress. But I have not. No, wedding planning is kind of at a stalemate at the moment. I have been a little bit hard on myself because I've been home, but I've been kind of working on decluttering a lot of stuff in the house. And this week is the week that I want to do a little more self-care. I did put up a video recently about self-care, and I can admit, or be the first person to admit, that like, I feel like I'm way better at giving advice than taking my own advice. And yeah, I've been really sucking at that. I've been doing a lot of work, productive work is what I categorize it as. And yet, I don't know, I'm not doing things that fulfill and make me 100% happy. I'm just doing things because I know they need to get done. So I need to find that perfect balance of getting the stuff done that needs to get done and doing stuff that like makes my heart happy. So I need to get back to that balance. Yeah, and what I mean by that is I would love to start making my wedding signs. I bought a bunch of wood. It's already in the garage. I have my Cricut. I have the paint. I have all the supplies. I just need to like get onto the Cricut design space and like finish tweaking some of the things that I want to say on the signs. Things like pick a seat, not a side. You are loved by both the groom and bride. If that's just going off the top of my head. Little cheesy little signs that you kind of put up around the venue. I want to make those on my own. I have all the stuff. Again, I have all the stuff to do it. I just haven't prioritized it, I guess, is a better way. And I know that once they're done, I'm like, it's gonna feel so good. Are there any designers you're drawn to more than others? Yes, because sometimes when I'm going through Pinterest or just like Google searching, I'm blindly looking at dresses, but then I'll like open it in another window and then quickly pan through them. One is Maggie Sartoro. Is that the name? Another one is, hey Nicole, you found out how to comment, yay. Another one is, Woo 2. It's like Wootoo. I could totally be butchering that name, but very dainty, very soft. I would love to have like an illusion strap with some soft little sparkles, light, delicate lace, nothing too like embroidered looking or heavy. And then I want, of course, an A-line because I need to have the smallest part be at this natural waist, and then kind of come out into a soft ball gown where it's not like cupcake status, but also not sheath at the same time. I wanted to have a little bit of volume. And I love, there was one dress that I tried on. Yes, I was just gonna say what Nicole just wrote. Sparkle underneath, or some sort of soft lace with a little bit of sparkle underneath a layer of tulle. So you don't see it, but like it catches the eye as you're like moving type of thing. I've seen it in a couple of dresses. I know it exists, but a lot of the dresses that I'm seeing it on are like either strapless or halter top, and those aren't what I'm going for. I don't know. Again, I've like found bits and pieces of dresses and have not found like the dress. Maybe I'll post a couple in my beauty chat Facebook group, and you guys can kind of like help me, or I mean, you know, crowdsource a little bit. Let's see. I love that, Allie. Okay, so her wedding sign said, pick a seat, not a side. We're all family once the knot is tied. Maybe I'll use that one. That is so, so cute. Oh, I just realized I didn't turn on the light behind me. Maybe I should go do that. Yeah, that is so cute. I love that saying. And I'm also going to do another one with like our hashtag on it. And another one, I have like a list in my phone of different signs that I want to create. I need to get to work. Use this time wisely. Although again, I don't want my pressure that I'm putting on myself to like, you know, expand to you. Like if you are relaxing and watching Netflix and doing nothing, or if you have a family member that's in the hospital, or this is something that you are more affected by than myself, I want you to absolutely do what you need to do for you. I'm talking with my hands a lot today. Apologies. Yeah, I tend to be a bit hard on myself, but I like being productive. It makes me feel good. Okay, let's see. Our hashtag is ringing in the Rothers. I'll have to put it in the description box because sometimes when I say it, people are like, what? It's ringing, like a little bell ringing in the Rothers, because his last name is Rother. And I just thought it was cute. It's, you know, it's nothing too crazy. Sophia Tolley. Ooh, I'll have to look into that one. There was one girl, and I doubt she's on my live right now, but I was scrolling through Instagram, looking at wedding dresses, because again, like I said, like every spare moment I've had, or when I've needed a mental break from like editing or something like that, I've like scrolled through Instagram. And there was one girl who, her dress was like so pretty. It wasn't perfect for what I was looking for, but like she looked so pretty and it had a lot of the elements I was looking for. So I messaged her, and she's just like a random girl out in the world. And I was like, hey, like, I love your dress. I just am hoping to find out the designer. Do you know the name of the model? Like, we don't have to have the same one, but like I wanted to like source and see who it was. And it was that Wootoo, what is it called? I don't think I can pull up my Instagram messages in here. I'll have to look it up and show you. It starts with a W. Yeah, I could do that too, have it designed. I feel like that sounds expensive. I feel like this light behind me needs to go on. It's good. I'm looking at the feedback and it's driving me nuts. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully I have it plugged in. Is that making things better? Oh, now you see my booty. Oh, you see how pretty the dress is? Like this. Super pretty. It's so lightweight. And it's funny how like we're at home and some people are in PJs, and I'm totally one of those people too. But like every other day or every third day, I've been putting on like little sundresses. just to make myself feel pretty. I feel like a pretty princess when I wear like fluttery things. Okay, so back to what I was wanting to chat about and talk about was I have the new at-home facial video up. I want to do the frugal at-home facial coming up soon. I have 2 capsule collection try-on hauls. This dress is one of them. One is more casual and definitely more of the capsule collection type of vibe where I mix and match certain pieces throughout the video. And it's very easygoing. Like, I feel like I'm not a typical try-on person. The other one is more dresses, more flirty things, more light. And yeah, I try the pieces on for the first time with you on the video. So it's that type of video. It's not like totally styled. So I'll leave it at that. I love this dress too. Yeah, it's nice. Oh, I need to take a drink of my shake. As you know, I always have my shake here with me because I can never be organized enough. Even though I've been up for hours, I get consumed into videos. I watched the Mixed Makeup this morning talking about vitamin C, and then I turned on Samantha Ravindall's like 5 things she learned from her therapist that we could apply during this time. And a lot of what she said, like, it hit home. A lot of the catastrophizing, because is that how you say that word? Making a catastrophe out of everything in your head, or building things up that aren't necessarily going on, or being hard on yourself for not being productive while you're home. You have to watch her video. She's way better and way, well spoken about that topic. So it meant a lot to watch that video before doing something like this today. Oh, I forgot to take a sip. Okay, another video I want to do, and I haven't filmed this yet. The try-on hauls are filmed, edited, and already in YouTube. I just have to like finish the descriptions and thumbnails and stuff like that. But one video I want to do is an Amazon favorites video, because I don't know about you, but I've been doing too much online shopping. And then I realized as I was going through my history of the last few years of my Amazon, because I went through that rabbit hole, right? Like, ooh, what have I bought? I started writing down items that I use pretty much like every day, or things that have just made my life easier or bring me joy, or just that simplicity of happiness that make things a lot easier. So I want to do something like that, not to encourage unhealthy spending, but maybe you could find something that will make being at home feel more comfortable, feel easier, make life a little bit better. Right? I love watching those videos. I watch way too many Amazon favorites videos that I should not admit to watching. Rose says she's looking forward to the Amazon favorites. So surprisingly, I don't really buy makeup or skincare off of Amazon. It's more so like home stuff or things for the kids, or I don't know. I guess this stuff is so random that I didn't think anybody would be interested. But then as I was going through my orders, I was like, this is kind of weird and random, and maybe it would be interesting. Let's see. For instance, I bought these off of Amazon. They are big whiteboards. They're, I think, 11 by 14. So the size of a brownie pan. And what I want to do with them is 2 different things. I originally purchased this because I wanted to do a video with Logan where it was like a newlyweds type of style, where we would have a list of questions, because I keep seeing those things go around Facebook, like ask your kids, ask your spouse, and it's like a questionnaire or whatever. And I'll share with you some of the questions because I saved some from those, but then I Googled some, but then I also had some of my own that I kind of came up with. This spot itches so bad. I need to like blend it out or something. My allergies are still so crazy. That sounded weird. Let me find the question, because some of them are really funny. Oh, again, I crack myself up. Where is it? Where is it? Ooh, and the repurposing jars that we were just talking about, that video is coming up soon. Sophia and I have been working at creating little crafts with jars and things like that over the last few weeks. So it's taken time to kind of pull all those pieces together, and we're getting close to being finished with that. Okay, I titled it, How Well Do You Know Me? Because it's not technically newlyweds because we're not married yet, but I wanted it to be things like, and we'll like dip our toes in. For instance, the first question is like, what's my favorite color? So we'll each have a board and we'll write down this response. So if he's asking me the question, he'll write down his favorite color, and then I'll write down what I think his favorite color is. And then there's other things like, you know, super sweet stuff like, what makes you proud of me? Or what do I feel like I'm proud about myself? And then I'll write down my response, and then he'll have to come up with a response. What's another one? What's my worst habit? I'm nervous about that one. What's my ideal date night? And I kind of want to look up a couple more. You know, nothing too deep. It's going to be light and fun, and probably get some laughs going. Maybe I'll drink some wine to be a little more loosey-goosey with it. No, that's awesome. Thank you, Sarah. And I know I see your comments all the time, and I've always appreciated your support, for sure. Let me go back to my notes here. Okay, so I do have a question for you. Sunless Tanner, okay? For years, I've been using the Vita Liberata, and I just ran out of my last bottle. And I didn't like that bottle as much as I've liked the ones in the past. It was a different formulation. It was in like the white packaging rather than the all brown, bronzy packaging. And it just got me thinking. I started looking on the internet, started looking at my favorite YouTubers. I did the typical girl thing, right? A little bit of research. And the one that kept coming up the most was Loving Tan. Have you tried it? Is it worth it? It's like $40. I don't mind saving up and spending that on a product that's going to work. And I feel like that's a mojo. And that's like something I've kind of realized the past 6 months or so, is I am tired of buying crap. I am so tired of being my normal frugal self. Sometimes I'm even very cheap. I try to reuse things. I try to be as mindful as possible with my spending. But there comes a time that, for instance, lip gloss. Never in my life had I ever thought that I would have a $27 lip gloss in my Sephora cart right now. Now I haven't bought it yet. Full disclosure, I haven't bought it yet. But they got me. They sent this little deluxe sample size of the Bobbi Brown crushed oil infused gloss. I think I've mentioned it in a live before. It's what I have on today. I'll put a little bit more on. It has like oils in it. It's very conditioning. It's very comforting. Very light wash of color. I never in a million years thought I would be spending or wanting to spend $27 on a stinking lip gloss. And yet, it is by far my favorite lip gloss. I think this is a strong statement, like ever. I have other ones from e.l.f. They're nice, but they're a little bit sticky and they feel weird after they wear for a little while. I mean, I have hundreds of lip glosses that I've tried over the years. This one, for some reason, it's just a standout product to me. And that's where quality kind of comes in. And it's like, there has to be something that's in there that's different than other things that I've tried because they have access to quality ingredients. I guess it's the same thing as like drugstore skincare and clinical skincare. And then there's, of course, you know, prestige makeup and then drugstore makeup. And that's not to say I don't like drugstore makeup. I have drugstore concealers on right now. I have ColourPop concealer on right now. But there's certain things that I have learned that I need to invest in higher quality products rather than trying to find something that's comparable but isn't quite hitting the note. I hope that makes sense. I'd rather save up and invest in one product than trying to get like 3 different blushes for the same amount of money. Because then I have one blush of those 3 that I use and the other 2 are wasted when I probably should have just gotten the one product that works really well. Hi, Deanna. How are you? Okay. So yeah, I would love to hear your feedback on the Loving Tan. That's really what we're circling back to off my long tangent. Does it work? Do you like it? Does it make you look orange? Does it look like a natural tan? You let me know. Let's see. How is everybody doing when it comes to Easter planning? Are you doing Easter baskets this year, or does the Easter bunny have the corona? Like, I saw that meme going around and I was like, oh geez, that's kind of dark. But are you decorating? I put a couple little decorations out on the kitchen table and up on this like a little countertop that we have, like a little bar top, or I guess it's like a breakfast area. But yeah, a couple little decorations up. I always do an egg hunt every year, so we fill it up with like coins and scatter them across the yard, and the kids run out and gather them. And I have one big bright gold shiny honker, and I'm gonna put like a $5 bill or something in there for them. That'll be like the grand prize. Yeah, that's all right. Spending it on your own, hey, that'll be a nice day to just chill. Hard boil some eggs and chill out. That's so awesome. You're so prepared. See, I prepare for like every other holiday other than Easter. It's always like a last minute thing for me for some reason. I did end up doing a Target order a couple days ago, and I think some of the stuff arrived yesterday, and then I have some more arriving today, and it's not a lot by far. A couple little chocolate bunnies, a couple little peeps, of course I had to get the Reese's eggs, but those are more for me. Yeah. Couple little things. I'm gonna put it in their basket on Saturday because I don't have them on Sunday, and it's not my rotation of the holiday to have them on Sunday, so they'll be with our dad. But I still wanted to do like a little bit of something. But at the same time, I need to be mindful and remember they're also going to get stuff with their dads, and these kids don't need to be that spoiled that they're getting 2 full-on Easter baskets. But I still wanted to do just a little bit of something. I got them a couple little toys. I did order a separate from Easter within the same order these like Lego books. I don't know if you saw me post about that in the Facebook group, which by the way, if you're not in that group, you should definitely join if you're on Facebook. I would love to have you there. It's definitely building up some traction with getting some more I feel like there's people in there, but maybe they're not seeing the content because I'll post a lot of different things that I've been finding. The other day I found paper towels on the Walmart site, and I immediately put it up there, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just ordered some. You need, like, if you're looking for these, feel free to order. I've been trying to use it as like a resource area. But yeah, I got just a couple little toys. Oh, the Lego thing that I was talking about. It's a book, and it comes with the Lego pieces, and it will teach you how to contort those same pieces into like 12 different vehicles or animals or various things. There's even a holiday one, like a Christmas one. And I know it's not Christmas, but I got that one. Maybe I'll do that one. And Target's been coming pretty quickly. I think they quoted me 4 or 5 days, and it's been coming like 2 days out, like normal 2-day shipping. Same thing with Amazon. I think they're just giving larger windows just in case, but I've been getting stuff pretty quickly. A water balloon fight. That sounds so fun. Absolutely. If you're in a place where the weather is nice, get outside, ride some bikes, go for a walk, throw the sprinkler out there and have them run around. Yeah, for sure. That's true. I think they want like things to be as normal as possible is what Diana said. And I'm trying my best to keep it as normal as possible. And I feel like my kids are so weird. A part of this, they don't see the effects of what's going on with the virus. Like, they don't know anyone who's sick, knock on wood, and thank God. But, and I guess I kind of feel this way too. Like, I haven't seen the effects personally, So it does feel like this is almost like an extended weekend for me personally. Um, and I hope that doesn't change, because that would be devastating to know someone going through such a horrible process and like not being able to. I don't want to go down that route, but yeah, I'm trying to keep it as normal as possible. I'm very real with them. Like when we had to go out and get their allergy shots last week, I think I was telling you. Sophia wore her makeshift mask. It made her feel comfortable. It made me feel more comfortable. Whether it does anything or not, it made us feel more comfortable. And they sat in the car, went in, got their shot, came back to the car type of thing. So minimal exposure. They hand sanitized every time. I haven't had to fight with it, but then maybe that's because of their ages. I don't have 3 and 4-year-olds running around. Thank goodness, because I feel for you out there if you have toddlers running around at this time. It's very difficult. Whereas my 9 and 11-year-old, they could kind of care less about being stuck at home. They're like chill. I don't know. They don't mind being here. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that they're not like, Mom, I'm bored. What am I gonna do? They're not on their phones or tablets the whole time either. Like I haven't just, zoned them out on that. They have their schoolwork. They go outside and play. Anthony's got his army men, Lego. That's why the Lego, I've been talking about that a lot. That has been like the common denominator of how to like bring us all together. Because Sophia will bring out her Elsa castles, and Anthony will bring out all of his he has a Minecraft set, some Star Wars things, and they'll be on either side of the kitchen table, and they'll like battle, or they'll be like working together, and they'll have other little creatures that are battling both of them. So it's cool to see them, I don't know, interact like that. And then they usually end up fighting, and then I usually have to tell them to each go to their own rooms, have a timeout, chill, and go outside and play, like blow bubbles, do something fun. Let me get caught up on some of the comments here. Let's see. I agree with you, Savannah. I'm just tired of buying junk. And that can even go as far as like t-shirts. Because I would buy the dollar t-shirts at Walmart or on clearance or something like that. And those are totally fine. And they're great for like around the house or even wearing with a cute outfit for the time being. But they don't wash nicely. And they don't last very long. So a couple washes in, they would get like weird. They just either like discolored or misshapen, and then it just feels like a waste. Whereas I could have spent a couple more dollars. There's nice ones at Kohl's, or even Target now has some really great, it's like the quality of the fabric. So I don't know. It's just all about investing in something rather than just buying something because it's cheap. And I've definitely gotten sucked into that in the past, where I'll see something on clearance and I'm like, oh, I should get this because it's on clearance. And I'm like, no, am I going to use it? Am I actually going to use it? Is it going to last longer than 1 or 2 uses? And if it's only going to last 1 or 2 uses, like those stupid bubble guns I got, I need to know that going into it. I need to know that I'm going to probably have to buy more. Thank you, Sarah. I mean, I feel like I'm a okay mom. I don't feel like I'm a great mom. I feel like I'm just a normal mom. I don't know. I let my kids fly, on their own a lot. I've always taught independence, partly because I'm lazy / busy, but also because I wanted them to always be okay if I was not going to be around. And this happened, like I always had that mentality. Maybe that's my depression talking. Maybe that's like the whole process I went through, the whole cancer thing. Like things could change at the drop of a hat and I could not be here anymore. And I need to know that they are going to be strong enough, make smart decisions, or well-educated decisions, and not just not know what to do with themselves type of thing. So I don't know. That's kind of my mentality when it's come to parenting. I'm very real with them. I curse around them. They don't curse. Unless they're trying to make fun of me and they like repeat stuff back, but then they bleep themselves out. It's so funny. And I really shouldn't curse that much, but it's just natural. It just comes out. When did Arizona close down? Like last week. which is crazy to me that they took that long to like close everybody down pretty much. But I've been in quarantine. Like my job has been closed since March 17th, I think was the last day that I was there. So about 2-3 weeks. So a lot of places closed down voluntarily, but just last week was it like mandated. Yes, that's totally how my mind works. I'm like, I got a deal, and I'll like share it with Logan, and he's like, you bought 5 things that you're not going to use. Or you'll use once, forget about, shove it in a basket or a box, and then I end up decluttering it. So I'm trying to be more mindful of that. Let's see. I want to go back up because I think I missed a couple of comments and I want to be able to answer it all. How much more time do we have? Got about like 10-15 minutes. Okay, I thought there was one I missed. Maybe I didn't. What do we talk about? The activities with the kids, lots of bubbles and chalk. I don't know, they're older. I mean, they're not teenagers, but they're like older-ish, and they still love their bubbles and chalk, and I'm totally okay with that. One thing I did invest in, and you might have seen this on my Instagram stories, was the chairs outside. What do they call them? Chase lounges? And I got an amazing deal on Kohl's, but I have been wanting a set like that since we moved in here 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago next month. It'll be 4 years we've lived here. I've always wanted those lounge chairs. Want to like sit out, maybe like read a book. Maybe that'll like give me a space where I can have that activity done there type of thing. Because anywhere else in the house, I'm always like, oh, I gotta clean this. Oh, I get stimulated or like distracted by something. But yeah, I'm hoping being outside more. Luckily, I am in a place here in Arizona where it is beautiful right now. I'm very grateful that this is happening like now and not in the middle of July. I mean, we might still, I hope not. We might still be dealing with this in July. Instantly, my shoulders, my body language went down thinking about that. I want to go back to work. I mean, I am fully enjoying my time being home, being more stay-at-home mom-ish like, but I miss my clients. They're so wonderful. And I love hearing their stories, and I love hearing about their lives, and I love seeing their skin change, not only within that one session, but with their home care and, you know, cumulative sessions, and it makes people feel good. It makes me feel good to make people feel good. So thank you, Rose. Yeah. I guess it's just wanting them to be prepared because we are watching Vikings on Hulu. Like Logan and I will put an episode on before bed every night and just like watch half an episode if we get tired and fall asleep. But seeing how they lived, and I know it's a TV show and it's dramatized. I know, I'm fully aware of that. But people died at the drop of a hat. Like, you didn't know if your kids were gonna make it to be like old enough to like go off and raid, or if they got sick. They didn't always have all the resources we have now. I don't know, it just made me appreciate a lot of the things that we have now, but it also made me realize they, from birth, taught their kids how to do stuff. So I hope to pass that along to mine. I definitely did not want a son that didn't know how to do laundry, so he's going to be a laundry pro by the end of this quarantine. You haven't been out in 6 weeks. That's crazy. Good for you, though. That's a good thing. That's not something to be, like, upset about. That's commendable. Yes, laundry. And it's funny because I don't force. I like to guide. And I like to almost coach them in a way that they feel comfortable coming up with that idea on their own. For instance, last week and actually the last 2 weeks, there's been one night that each of them was wanting. They did it on their own, and I was like, okay. They wanted to make dinner. So there was one, I think it was Friday night. Anthony's like, I'm making dinner tonight. You're not allowed in the kitchen. Sophia, you can help me if you want to. And I like sat up at our little breakfast nook area and just kind of like made sure he wasn't setting the house on fire type of deal or cutting his fingers off. But he did so good. What did he make that night? I'm trying to remember, because we've done this a couple of times, and then the next night Sophia wanted to do it and she made pancakes. I have to say, for a 9-year-old, she makes better pancakes than I do. They're fluffy and they're not dense and they're cooked perfectly. Sometimes when I make them, they're like almost rubber. I suck at making pancakes. I love pancakes, but for some reason, she's like really good at it. Many of us feel that way about work, right? Especially if you have something that you've like is your heart song, is something you've poured your life into, or something that just makes you happy. I know for Logan, this is a really hard time for him. Logan's my fiance. He is an essential worker. He works at a bank, and this is really hard for him because he sees everybody else at home, and it feels like a vacation, like they're on vacation, whereas he's working his butt off, if not double, because people are calling out or people are, getting sick, and he has to pick up the slack. And it's hard to see him come home so drained and exhausted, whereas I'm like tired at the end of my day because, I'm busy around the house doing stuff, but it's not, I don't know, I feel bad feeling tired when I know how much harder he's working. And he's putting himself out there and being like susceptible to getting sick, which is scary. I try not to think about it because he's really good about like I don't know what the word is, but like being mindful. Like he'll take his shoes off outside, goes immediately to the shower, that kind of stuff. Which he liked doing that stuff to begin with because it like gives him his me time and a moment to like decompress after working all day and then dealing with me and the kids and our millions of questions and stories and oh my gosh, did you see this? And we did this today. So gives him time to kind of like chill out. You're Greek. That's so cool. You used to go to Greece to see your grandparents in the summers. And we learned a simple life. So funny thing is we want to go to Greece for our honeymoon, and neither of us are Greek. It's not anything to do with that, but there's just something about like when I was looking up stuff and places to go that we were just drawn to that. We were thinking about Portugal too, so we're kind of going back and forth on those. But I don't know. Obviously now it's like up in the air. We don't even know. That's another thing. Okay. Luckily we didn't have anything planned. But at the same time, is this a sign? Because there was definitely a couple of times that we've sat down over the last year to like with my computer, with all the paperwork and all that, to book it because we have a certain way that we're doing it. His parents are taking care of our honeymoon. Like, I'm so grateful for that. But we never solidified anything. And it's almost weird to think about how many times did we sit down and not argue, but like bicker back and forth because I'm like, we have to do this. And then he'd go off and like play a video game and get distracted. And I'm like, we have to figure this out. And like nothing ended up working out. And then all of this happened. I don't know. And that's kind of how I'm still seeing the whole like wedding dress thing. Like, why don't I have a wedding dress? Is this a sign? Like, not a sign that we shouldn't get married. Like, we're getting married. Then that's our date. Like, we will definitely do something on that day. Whether it's a stinking barbecue out back or something like that. But, yeah. I don't know if that makes sense. I try to, like, be mindful of the signs and the things that happen around me, but not dive into it too deep that I'm letting it control my life. Yeah. Oh, but what I was going to say about Greece and Greek and all of that is my first job was in a Greek diner back home in New York. It was a mom and pop diner, and I worked there for 4.5 years, And George Iacos, I still dream about him. He was an older gentleman. He wasn't the owner, but he was like my manager and was always on shift with me there. And I was like 14 or 15 when I started there. And I remember the first 2 weeks I started there, I went home crying every single time because he would be so hard on me. And, but I knew better in the back of my mind, because my mom was always not hard on me, but like, you know, they push you to like be better, work hard. This is your work ethic. And I am forever grateful for everything he taught me those 4.5 years that we were together. And there's just something about the stories he would tell me about back home. And I don't know, I want to go to like where he was like talking about. It's just like a dream of mine. I also want to go to Spain, where my grandpa was born and raised and grew up. So that's also on my bucket list. What's the average distance between you and your neighbors? I'm looking at their house right now, and it's like 10 feet away. We're like close. We're close. We're not like packed sardines like you are in New York City, but we're pretty close. But it's nice. I mean, we still have a decent sized backyard. I'll have to give you guys a tour back there, because we like, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I replanted some of our plants this week. Logan and I did, that was like our activity together. Every week we try to find one thing that's not watching a TV show or going out to dinner, because those are like our two favorite activities. But we try to find one thing that we do together that's not those, that's like a bonding moment. And this week we chose to like put some music on outside and replant some stuff. And we didn't always do it together. I was kind of like off doing my project, and he was off doing like digging holes or whatever the heck he was doing. Moving rocks from one place to, why do men move rocks? He literally would move rocks and then put them back. Like, men are so weird. But yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by, I have to read the comments here in a moment. I'll finish my story. I need to remember that, like I need to finish what I'm saying before I read more comments. But yeah, like the backyard, we were trying to like spruce it up a little bit. Sometimes we just sit on the couch and turn on YouTube and put up like concerts. Like, it sounds so random, but we'll like pull up a Kiss concert or a Metallica one. Or he loves Tool, and I am so grateful that we were able to go to their concert in January, because that was something he was wanting. I mean, he had seen them previously in October. He went to, what was that name of that festival in Sacramento? Oh my gosh, not gonna think of it right now. But either way, he went to like a 3-day festival with his friends, and he saw Tool there. But then I bought him tickets for Christmas, and we went and saw them in January, and it was an amazing experience. It was so chill vibes and hang out. Anyways, we'll sit on the couch and we'll pull up like concert videos on YouTube and like pretend we're there, or like joke about who's mosh pit, or like just stupid stuff. That's kind of, maybe I'm sharing this because maybe like if you're looking for creative ideas of what to do at home, we're definitely totally like homebodies to begin with. And we were doing those activities before the quarantine. Yeah, Tool is so good in concert. So good. And I'm not the biggest Tool fan. I like their music, but I'm not like the super fan like Logan is. Like, he knows the story about them. He knew that he, like, Maynard had like created like a Perfect Circle. I actually knew more about Perfect Circle than I did about Tool, and I hadn't made the connection that like that dude was the same dude. I'm more of like heavy metal, like sometimes a little bit screamo heavier, and Logan is definitely more of the rock metal meets what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, like chiller type of stuff. Like, he definitely likes more sublime vibes and stuff like that. So yeah, music, I guess, is like a big connection for us. We love going to concerts together. We haven't been to one in a while, and obviously not going to one anytime soon. I think my dream concert to attend would be to see Avenged Sevenfold. I don't think they're touring anymore, and I've never seen them before. But I would love to see Avenged Sevenfold. Well, who is somebody you want to see in concert? You know who I've seen in concert, and it was absolutely, I'm totally going off on a tangent, but let's run with it, is John Mayer. And Sarah, if you are watching this, you, like, the concert we went to has, in some small part, has changed my life. Like, that experience was amazing. He is incredible. Like, I wasn't even like a crazy John Mayer fan going into the concert. I listened to his music, you know, going up to it because I wanted to be mindful. I knew a couple of his big hits, but ever since then, when I'm starting to have those anxiety and panic attack moments when that tingle comes up to my jaw, especially if I'm driving, I instantly put my John Mayer playlist on my Spotify, and it does something. Something happens where I can mindfully like sing along with the song, and it's something about the cool vibes without it being too relaxing that I feel sleepy, or too like heavy that I'm all like ramped up. And it sounds so cheesy to say, like, his music like transforms me. I think he's an interesting human, but his music is beautiful. Just reading some of the comments here. Aw, Savannah, she said, it's so scary kissing my husband every day and him going to work. It breaks my heart. There's something, I almost put like this bubble around Logan. Like when he'll say goodbye to me, and I know he's being safe. I know he's being mindful of like not shaking hands with clients, sanitizing, washing hands. I don't know. There's just something like a good vibe that I have. Like I know he's going to be okay. And maybe that might not be true. Maybe he does end up getting sick. But to preserve my mental health, I am realistic that it's the possibility he could get sick. But I don't know. There's just like this bubble of good vibes and positivity that I try to surround it by. And like I said, when he comes home, he doesn't kiss me. He usually would come in and like immediately kiss me and ask me about my day or like hug or whatever. And now he just like says like hi and then like runs off to the bathroom and does like his whole routine of getting everything all sanitized and cleansed and stuff. So I don't know, try to take that weight off your shoulders. Like there's nothing we could do to change it if it does happen other than how we react to the situation. At least that's how I'm trying to process this and handle it. Hopefully that helps. Sarah asked, am I Italian or part Italian? I am 0% Italian. Crazy, right? Crazy. 0% Italian. I am Spanish and Irish. And yeah, that's it. Oh, a little bit of Native American. My grandparents on my mom's side actually traveled through the US to visit where my grandfather's great-great-grandfather was buried in like an Indian burial ground, like a sacred, oh my gosh, sorry, I almost dropped that, like a sacred place. And I don't think like my grandpa or I could, because I think we're like too far down the line, but I thought that was really cool to know that like not that far back, I had somebody who was like Native American. I don't know, it was kind of cool. Let's see. I know, I love hearing about other people's relationships and what they do with their time together too. It's interesting. What are some of my favorite artists? I don't think I have Spotify on this, do I? I'm terrible at names. So that not only extends to like my life in general, like memory wise, but music too. Because I'll hear a song and be like, oh, I love that. Let's put it on my playlist. But I won't look to see what the name of the song is or the artist. Or if I do look, I just don't remember it. I know off the top of my head, I love everything from like Avenged Sevenfold, of course, as I mentioned. Sounding the Seventh Trumpet is like a really soft song. So if you're not into like heavy metal, but you want to get their vibe past when they were famous, I'm talking about like back in the day. Check out that song. What was I gonna say? Oh, 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, and Chevelle. I would say that those are like the softer, that's not soft rock, but like not as heavy metal as like Avenged Sevenfold. Over here, we got like Iron Maiden. I love them. A little bit of Metallica, a little bit of Pantera, a little bit, I don't know, like I like the older music, but that's like what my dad listened to as I grew up. He was very music heavy. He was always playing it. Let me see if I can pull up my Spotify on here. Give you guys some more inspiration of what I've been listening to. Especially if I'm like doing the whole declutter thing, I'll put my little headphones in, which I'm grateful. I didn't think I would use these as much as I have. The kids got me the little, what are these things called? iPods, ear things for Christmas. And I kind of opened it and I was like, oh, wow, thanks. I don't know when I'm going to use it. And I've used them almost every single day. They're pretty freaking awesome. I'm very grateful for them. How do I find something on here? I'm like a 9-year-old when it comes to technology sometimes. There we go. Okay, so I'm downloading the app on my tablet here. Let's read through while this is loading. That's funny. The ITED 31 said I would need at least an acre so I wouldn't have to worry about noise complaints. True. I wish we had an acre. I wish we had like big land. That is our dream, is to like retire to the woods. Because like I said, we've definitely proven to ourselves over this process that we are totally okay being homebodies. Maybe having like a town close by that we could go have like dinner once a week at, like a spot to go and see people. But we are totally being okay just being us. Yeah, I wish we had more land. I would probably have more animals for sure. I would have our 2 little dogs, and then I'd have like a big dog, the one that like follows you around, like helps you with stuff, or just keeps you company. I mean, that's what ours do. But they're dopey dogs. They're dopey dogs. Red Hot Chili Peppers is at the top of your list. That's funny you say that because I don't think they're touring anymore, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but Logan has that on his like hit list too, that he wants to go and see them if they are out and about and touring again. Italian and German. I think I might have a tiny bit of German. I'm trying to remember. On my mom's side, my grandmother is Irish, and my grandpa is the one that I think has a little bit of like Scottish or German in it, and he's the one with the Native American in him too. But I know he's definitely Irish too. They all have green eyes. I'm like the only one with brown meatball eyeballs. Well, and my sisters, of course. But I thought that would be a fun fact. And you know the interesting thing? I was thinking about this the other day because we have the mind space to think about random ass things. Is other than my kid's father, every other guy I've dated has had green eyes. Isn't that weird? That's weird. That's a random fact. Random fact. That might be too TMI to share with the world, but I just thought that was interesting. So yeah, my kids have meatball eyeballs like me. No worries, Diana. Have a good day. Spanish and Irish, wouldn't have guessed that. Yep. Let's see. We only have like, oh, yeah, I have a couple more minutes. All right, so I got my Spotify pulled up. Korn. Got to pull back the old time Korn music. I've seen Breaking Benjamin in 3 Days Grace in concert, and that was like 12 years ago. That was pretty good. That was a long time ago, though. I remember where we were sitting. I just don't remember much about the concert. I enjoyed myself, and I remember I was so broke at the time. We had bought like the $20 tickets that were like up in the nosebleeds, and I didn't even have enough to buy a t-shirt, and I wanted one so bad, like a concert t-shirt, like, because you know, wanted to like brag about being there. The dogs are going crazy. Either the kids are here early or some of my Target order is being delivered. They're fine. You know, when the funny thing is Lily is a barker. Lily's my little 2-pound little dachshund. She's a yapper. Like you could drop a scrunchie and she's barking at you. But Gunner, he does not bark at all. He's our little Shih Tzu Chihuahua. Definitely more Shih Tzu. Super chill vibes. Dopey dog. Doesn't really care about anything. He just kind of like chills and wants to cuddle you and like sit with you. And he never barks. So he's barking right now, which tells me that somebody's probably up at the front door. But the doorbell didn't go, so I'm not worried about it. And the kids know how to get in if it's them. And I don't hear them. And I would hear them by now. They're loud. You took an ancestry thing? Okay, I've been trying to talk Logan into doing one of those. The like where you like swab it and like send it in and they tell you what you are. How cool. I don't know, I find that fascinating. But like, is it real or are they just giving you random facts? Now I'm like tripping out, like hearing stuff, but I'm not. It's fine. It's both the wind. Kenny G, relaxing music. I'll have to put that on my list. I don't know who that is. Spanish music, because that's what you grew up listening to. That's cool. That's your first language. I wish I knew how to spoke. I can't even speak English, for goodness sakes. I wish I knew another language. I wish I knew Greek. I wish I knew Spanish. I wish I knew French, Italian. I want to know it all. I really do. Mandarin, it confuses me. So I don't have a personal interest in learning that at the moment. But the romantic languages, I would love to. I mean, I remember a couple of little things that George taught me, like growing up in the diner, but I don't even know if I'm saying them right nowadays. I mean, that was like 20 years ago. What are some other bands? Disturbed, that's a classic. But I don't always like their stuff that's like popular. And that goes for like any of the bands I'm mentioning. It's kind of funny that like I listen to the other songs on their albums. A Perfect Circle, there's a couple on here. Old School POD, that's down on the list. I kind of like rotate. I hit the rotate button. Bullet for My Valentine. Man, that is some emo stuff right there. As I Lie Dying, I do like them. I do really like them. All That Remains. Lots of heavier stuff. From Autumn to Ashes. That's who's in my rotation. Old Mudvayne. Oh gosh, who remembers Mudvayne? They had the weirdest music videos. Nice, see? A Day to Remember. I feel like that sounds familiar. But again, like I said, I'm not good with band names. I just save songs as I hear them and I like them. That name sounds so remember. What is it? Kill Hannah's on here. It's a horrible band name. Rob Halford. I know. I'm like totally an 80s baby, okay? A little bit of System of the Down, some Limp Bizkit. My first screen name ever was Limp _82 _ girl. Like, oh my God. That probably is still out there too. Hawthorne Heights, they're definitely a little more emo-y. A Day to Remember. I swear that was up because we'll put, I have like a metal mix playlist and then Logan has his too. And we'll kind of like rotate between playing them on the TV outside when we're like either hanging out there or gardening or doing whatever. I am excited. I planted an eggplant little plant. It better reap me an eggplant. I love eggplant. If you know already, I did that video with the whole eggplant parmesan thing. Yeah, for AIM, I had a princess one because I wanted to be a princess. And I had a Limp 182 girl. And Yahoo. Who remembers going into Yahoo as like a 13-year-old person, or I was 13 at the time, and playing like chess or pool or checkers. I played a lot of checkers. And you would type down like, what's your ASL? Age, sex, location. And I remember riding like 13F New York. Okay, I'm gonna have to write that down, or not write it down. I'm gonna put it in my little search box right now and see if it comes up. Because I swear, there it is. You said it means a lot to you. Okay, I'm gonna save that to my playlist. How do you do that? Add to playlist, there we go. I wonder if my playlists are public, like if you guys could pop on and, hey Lisa, and like listen with me. That'd be kind of cool. Because I can't play music on YouTube, but I wonder if we all had headphones in and like, I don't know, is there a way to do that? Like listen to music together and chill? You know what would be really cool? And I'm sure this exists out there. Look, I'm getting all comfy pulling up my leg and everything. What was I saying? Oh, what would be cool is if we could do like a viewing party. If we could all like pick a movie one night and maybe not live stream so I don't have to have the pressure of like not picking my nose or, you know, whatever. Or burping or, you know, weird stuff that humans do while watching a movie. But what if we could like chat while watching the movie? Like as if we're hanging out with friends. Is there a way to do that? Is there a way to be like, I guess we could do it in the Facebook group. We could like pick a movie night, pick a time, we're all watching a movie at the same time, maybe something girly or goofy or just like even Bridesmaids, something stupid like that. And just have like a movie night together. I think that would be fun. I can share Spotify. I think I can. And I think my account is public. I'll have to see if I can find a link and see if anybody's interested in listening to my playlist. Because I'd be interested in seeing like other people's like metal playlists. Because I listen to the same like 100 songs over and over again and I'm totally okay. And then Logan will find a song and I'm like, oh, I want to add that to mine. He's way better at like being more open to listening to new music. And I just usually end up kind of jumping on that bandwagon with him when I find something I like. Thank you, Lisa. She said, I look cute. How's the quarantine going for me? And have I found a dress? We talked about that already earlier in the live, so you'll have to kind of backtrack when this goes up here in a moment. I'm going to have to end the session because it's kind of blinking at me, but, or at least my timer is. Yeah, you'll have to watch back on the replay, but no, short answer, no dress yet. Let's see, what else do I want to chat about before I end here? I want to make sure I hit everything that I wanted to go over. Yeah, we talked about Easter. Easter for us, since I don't have the kids, 2 years ago, because it's like a rotation every other year, we put the dogs in the car and we just drove around. We went through the cactus forest. We went just like on a drive. And that would be perfect for our quarantine life that we have going on right now because you don't interact with people, I guess, other than at the gas station. But as long as you're mindful and careful and do all the steps that we need to in the gas station. Yeah, we usually pack, like last time we did it, we packed snacks, we packed a little meal, and we just spent the day together driving around. So we'll probably do that again this year. I'd be curious to see what the cactus forest looks like. Has it changed? Has it grown and flourished more? I don't know. I love that stuff. We just drive around. Any more questions for me before we end up the session today? Right? I didn't know it did that. It says it automatically imported most of the Facebook friends, and it is pretty cool to see what people are listening to in real time. I would be curious too. I like spying on people like that. Not in a creepy way, but like, what are you watching? What are you listening to? Tell me all the things. Stuff like that. Do I miss working? We talked about that too. You're catching us right at the end of this live, Lisa. But yes, short answer, yes. I very much so do. I mean, I like being home, and I've kind of realized that I like having Sundays off. I miss working on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, but I kind of like having Sunday. Sunday is when the kids go back to their dads. So it's almost like a reprieve from like, whew, okay, mom life, right? But also, Logan's off on Sundays no matter what because the bank isn't open, obviously. And it's been really nice that we've been sitting outside and having our morning. We have like a routine the last like 3 Sundays. We'll wake up, I'll drive the kids, drop them off. I'll usually either come right back home and we'll make coffee, or like this week I stopped off at Dunkin'. Just went through the drive-thru, obviously. Got each of us our coffees, and then we come home, we turn music on, and we sit out in our back patio with the dogs, drink our coffee, and play Mancala. Am I saying that right? Mancala, the one with the little beads. And I kicked his ass. Well, he beat me once, and I won twice. And just this past week, he's definitely won more times prior to that. And then he'll usually get bored. He's the antsy one. I'm the one that's like usually gets in a setting and I'm totally fine staying in that setting for a little bit. He's definitely more of my ADD one and fuels that inside of me too. And he'll be like, okay, I'm going to go play a couple rounds of video games. See you in a bit. We'll reconvene in like an hour and a half. Because he's been playing that Call of Frickin' Duty with his headphones and all his friends, because obviously they're all at home. And they're so loud. He'll be like yelling at them like, go, go, go. And I'm like in here, like trying to like film a voiceover or something. And I'm like, shut up. You're so loud. Yelling at them. And so we do that. And then we'll usually reconvene together to have something for lunch. And then he'll go play video games again, or I don't know, whatever he does. And then I'll come back to what I was doing, either sorting stuff out or cleaning stuff, because the kids aren't here, so I try to like take advantage of that time. But yeah, that's kind of like our Sunday routine. We've really liked that. Usually we do Sunday night date night because I'm usually working all day, and we'll go out to have sushi at our local sushi restaurant here. But obviously we haven't been able to do that. But we've made different traditions now. Or more some more freaking rocks. Yeah, tell me about it. If he moves another pile of rocks, I'll have to show you a picture after this when I go outside, because I think I have to put the dogs out. I'll take a picture. He's like stacked up rocks in the corner, and then he just keeps stacking them up. And I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know right now. Sushi Creek. We love going to Sushi Creek, Lisa. We have gone there, I don't want to say every Sunday, but I mean like 80% of the Sundays for the last 3 years. That was our first, not our first date, but you know, like the second date, but like it feels like the first date where you can actually be yourself-ish, not like so nervous on the first date type of thing. We went to Sushi Creek. So they like know us by name. We order the same shit every week. We haven't been there in so long. I wonder if they're still open for takeout. We haven't even done that, surprisingly. But yeah, we love that spot. I'm like swaying back and forth. Sorry, I hope that's not distracting or uncomfortable to watch. I'm just like chilling and hanging out. You have been doing so much makeup, Lisa. Your looks are so pretty. I don't know if you post them publicly that everybody could see them, but yesterday, or I don't know, the most recent one I saw was like the flowers, and it was like very spring. I love, love, love that one so much. I know, I am considering maybe when we do get back to work, I mean, I do need to work my ass off initially, but maybe scaling back and working like every other Sunday so that we can have some time together. Because otherwise, I'm working every single day. He's off, because he's usually off Sunday, Monday, and I work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday when I don't have the kids. I work when I don't have the kids, essentially. So the setup has been really nice that, like I'm home when the kids are home with this whole thing going on. But at the same time, that means that when he's off, I'm at work. So maybe I need to start rotating my Sundays. I'll tell her I'll tell her you say hi. They should be here shortly. So there's all these new rules and like laws and regulations when it comes to sharing the kids on YouTube, and I just have not had prioritized like reading through them. So I need to make sure I'm not doing anything, I don't know. Oh, because that was another thing. back to the boards earlier, like an hour ago when we talked about these little whiteboards that I got off of Amazon. The initial thing was to do the Newlywed Game with Logan, but then I was like, well, I need to have another purpose for them because I'm spending money on them, you know? And they were cheap. They were like $6 each, I want to say, $5 or $6. It wasn't too much. But I was like, what if I could come up with Jeopardy questions and each one had like an amount, and the kids, like Anthony and Sophia, could be on like either sides of the couch with their board, and I could ask the question and be like, Alex Trebek, and be like, okay, flip your sign over. You have 10 seconds to write down the answer. And it could be like history questions or math or I don't know. I thought I'd get creative and maybe like have like a category of miscellaneous, or maybe I'll create like a board of my own. Maybe I need to get another board. See, I'm coming up with too many ideas here. I'm not sad about not having them on Easter. They are totally happy. They are still having a wonderful experience. Just because it's not with me doesn't mean, I don't know, it doesn't change anything. I rotate Christmas, I rotate Halloween, I rotate all of the holidays, and I've definitely come to the conclusion that if the kids are freaking happy, I need to find a way to make myself happy. And just because they're not with me doesn't mean I can't be happy, and it doesn't mean that they're not being happy. So I love that they get to spend time with their dad. And it gives me a little bit of a break too. I know a lot of moms, I have even friends who really struggle with sending their kids off to be with their dad. And a lot of people have different setups. Ours is very unique. We do half the week. I don't know. I got distracted, sorry. You would throw a fit. No, I mean, the first year was really hard. I think I probably even cried on the holidays that I didn't have them because I was so used to doing it a certain way and having my traditions and doing this and that. But we've just learned that those are just days. Like, Easter Sunday is, and again, we are not like super, I don't know why I did that, but we're not like super religious people. So it's not really that aspect that we have brought into our celebrations and holidays and things like that. But, I mean, we do have a little bit, you know, but it's not like the main focus, to be honest with you, and just like full disclosure. Otherwise I might be more upset. But we just do the traditions like on a day prior, and the kids love it. Because think of it from their perspective. It's like 2 Christmases, 2 New Year's, 2 birthdays. Like, I haven't had Sophia on her birthday since she was 3. And it's a weird feeling. Definitely a weird feeling. But at the same time, it doesn't make it any less special. I still do stuff for her. I still make a special time where she gets to pick dinner or the activity or whatever it is. So you make it work. All right. Well, I think that is where we're going to end it today. Thank you so much for being here. It is always so fun to sit and do these lives. I hope to come up with maybe some more questions or talking points for next week. I'll try to be better about staying on task. That's something I've learned with this experience here today, is I have a terrible mindset of staying on track, and that's why I'm really great at editing videos, so we can kind of get back to the point. I can be a human and I can learn from experiences too. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here. Definitely keep an eye out for a video that's going to be going up here very shortly. Like, as in, I'm getting off the live, probably gonna finish my shake and edit the thumbnail for the video that needs to go up. I already have everything else ready. And it's a lot of fun. It's just like a chill vibes type of thing. But all right, I don't know how to end this from here. How do I end it from here? I think I have to end it from my phone. Okay. Bye. I'll see you next week.